All right, we are recording. So starting on your back, comfortable position. So legs can be out long, arms can be out by your side, legs can be bent. Again, just get comfortable. And if you need to move around a little bit, you are, as always, welcome to. And then just take a nice deep breath and let yourself sink into the ground. Feel the breath. Feel yourself engage. And then slowing the breath down. Arms to your sides. Palms up, palms down. So explore that a little bit. See what it does to the neck and shoulders if you go palms up and then try palms down. And figure out where you want to be for what you need from your body today, what you need out of your yoga practice. And then bringing your awareness to your breath. So as you inhale, feeling the rib cage expand, get the bottom half to open up. Think about breathing down into that low back. And as you exhale, slowly feeling everything draw back in, feeling yourself relax and release. Inhale, the rib cage expands. Exhale and slowly draw in. And allowing your body, your mind, your breath to all quiet down, to sink into the ground, to be effortless. And then beginning to notice that quality of expansion on inhale and contraction on exhale. And then working with this quality. So as you inhale, feel the rib cage expand, feel the arms float just a little bit off the ground. And as you exhale, slowly feel those arms float back down. Again, inhale, feel that rib cage expand, the arms float a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, slowly float those arms back down, using the full length of your breath for the movements. So again, inhale, slowly floating up. You're now going almost toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, slowly release back down. We got 3 more, making that range of motion a little bit bigger each time. Still connecting with the breath, feeling that draw in on the exhales. Feeling your expansion on the inhales. And then pausing with the arms down by your side. Again, palms up, palms down, your choice. And then coming into the sacral shake. So with your feet, you're pushing and jostling the whole body. Just let the rest of the body go. You're not trying to control it. You're just seeing what happens if you push, push, push. Trying to inch yourself maybe toward the top of the mat with each little push. Just let everything kind of relax and let go. And then pause. Notice what happens. Notice how it feels different. So we got 2 more times like this. So go ahead and push again. And again, we're activating those parasympathetic nerves. Those are the ones that help you rest and repose. Relax. So getting them to stimulate so that everything starts to quiet down. And pause. And then we have our last one here. Let's go. Push, push, push. What happens if you go a little faster? What happens if you go a little slower? And then slowly pause. What do you feel? What do you notice? And then please bring both knees into your chest, hands over the tops of the knees, fingers pointing toward your toes, starting off with Apanasana. So as you inhale, the back of the neck lengthens, the knees gently press away, the hands stay on the knees. As you exhale, the arms relax, use your abdominals to pull in, and think about the weight of the arms helping to pull those knees into. Again, inhale, you're expanding. And as you're exhaling, you're contracting. So feel the difference in what the spine does for the inhale and for the exhale. So 3 more here, keeping this rather symmetrical right at the moment. And again, notice the neck and shoulders. What happens if you let the shoulder blades lift? What happens if you keep them down? And what were you doing naturally? Think we have 2 more? And then slowly go ahead and bring those feet back down to the ground. Check in, see how you feel. So starting to bring your awareness to your neck. On the next inhale, lengthen through the back of the neck. As you exhale, just roll your head to the right. As far over as is comfortable, as big or as small as it needs to be. And then as you inhale, slowly roll your head back to center. As you exhale, roll your head to the left. And again, notice how the other side of the neck feels. Inhale, slowly float back to center. So we have 2 more sets like this. So really taking your time to feel what's going on. What does the shoulder do when your head rolls? Does it roll up? Does it stay down? Exhale, rotate to the left. How are right and left different? Noticing those sensations. So as I roll my head to the right, I feel this left shoulder come up. This is the tight side of my neck over here on the left. And then back to center and check in. Again, notice how you feel. Feet flat on the ground if they're not there already. And then working with the rest of the spine. So take an inhale, feel the breath expand you. And as you exhale, gently lengthening the low back, slowly articulating up. Notice how your spine is moving. Stay long through the spine, so ribs are down at the top. Take an inhale here, and then exhale and slowly roll your spine down. Take an inhale, exhale, slowly roll, articulate. Inhale, stay. Exhale, slowly release yourself all the way back down. All right, adding arms in. So inhale, and then exhale, slowly articulate. Arms get to stay overhead, comfortable distance apart, and on the next exhale, you're slowly rolling the spine down. Inhale, reach those arms longer. Exhale, roll your spine up. This time the arms will come down on exhale. And then we got 1 more set. So inhale, exhale, roll up. The arms sweep up and overhead at the same time. So using exhale to roll up so you really have control of the spine. On the next exhale, slowly releasing back down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, slowly roll that spine back up, long through the back of the neck. And then exhale and slowly release everything down to your side. Check in, see how you feel. And then please roll over onto your side. If you happen to have George handy, I did not mention that at the beginning, you're welcome to use George between the knees. Again, continuing to work with the spine, the neck, and the shoulders a little bit. So knees and hips both at 90 degrees. And again, if you don't have a George, you're just going to turn, let the knees stack. There we go. All right, arm reaching forward, top arm reaches forward, long spine. As you inhale, that top arm goes toward the ceiling. As you exhale, slowly shift the hips a little bit, let your low back round, and turn your rib cage. As you inhale, stay there and reach, and then exhale and pull back around. So notice where you took your head. I want your head to go to the opposite direction this time. So inhale up. So if you kept your head forward, you're rolling back. If you kept your head back, you're rolling forward. If you were in the middle, roll one direction or the other. And then exhale, or inhale, exhale, pull yourself back around. We got one more time on this side. So head does, again, something else. Maybe it stays center this time. But notice the difference between where the head goes versus where the spine goes. And then exhale, pull around. All right, so go ahead and flip over to the other side. I'm gonna flip the other direction just because that's the way I have to do it around here. I'm gonna use George between the knees this time. Again, completely optional for the George. Bottom arm reaches forward, top arm reaches forward, sorry. Inhale up, exhale, shift the hips, round your low back and slowly twist. Again, notice where your head's going, mind center this time. Stay there for inhale and then exhale, slowly bring yourself all the way back around. Head goes a different direction. So your three directions are forward, center, and back. So again, being curious, exploring what happens as you change that head angle. What happens to the rest of the spine? This time, again, that third direction. So I'm going back. And then check in for a few breaths. If you're using George, you can go off to the side. And then please come around onto your abs. I guess George can come back. So if you have George and you want to use George underneath the breastbone, you're welcome to. Completely optional again. So check in for a few breaths here. Notice what you feel and make sure the ball, if you're using it, excuse me, that's what happens when you lay on your abs sometimes after you've eaten. George is on bony structure, so make sure he's on that breastbone, some contact with the rib cage. Forehead goes down to start. Take an inhale, long spine. And then as you exhale, core engages, you're pulling back gently with the arms, the back of the neck stays relaxed, and you're slowly pushing forward. Stay here for inhale, and then exhale, slowly pull George back in, releasing yourself down and creating length. Again, inhale, shoulder blades pull back and in, push the breastbone forward, long spine, back of the neck is relaxed. Stay for inhale, and then exhale and slowly lengthen out. Again, when you're down, that inhale, feel the breath go into the ribs, the back of the ribs, even down to your sacrum. As you exhale, you're creating stability first. If you're using the ball, feel the ball roll. The back of the neck stays long. Exhale, release down. Let's do one more like this. Exhale, pushing forward. Inhale, stay. Feel breath across the collarbones. And then exhale and slowly release yourself down. One vertebrae at a time. Check in, see how you feel. And then bringing yourself to all fours. George can really go off to the side this time. I mean it. Excuse me. So coming into chocolate pecan asana, chakrabakasana. So take an inhale, push the breastbone forward. As you exhale, keep your spine straight. So go back as far as you can without letting the spine round. And then your tailbone tucks. Round the whole spine, equal curve, elbows, forehead, and then finally your hips sink back. As you inhale, slowly extend the spine, lift the chest, and bring yourself back up. Again, exhale, pull the tailbone toward the wall behind you. Elbows down, rounding the spine, forehead, hips. Inhale, extend the spine, lift the chest, back up. Now I want you to lengthen out your exhale. So slowing the exhale down, slow the movement down. Really begin to feel when that rounding happens, and feel the dropping of those elbows helps continue that rounding. Feel the inhale, spine straightens, extend the spine, push the breastbone forward, and then finally you come up. All right, we got 2 more like this. Take your time, lengthening exhale. And we got 1 more. And I really want you to pay attention to your spine. Are you feeling it move? That is the goal of all of this, is to get that spine to move. Take a few breaths, check in, see how you feel. And then slowly, please come to standing. If you would like George between the knees, you're welcome to. Again, completely optional. Check in, see how you feel. Notice where your weight is. Slow your breath, down. And notice your posture. Think about head back a little bit, because most of us are slightly forward head. Think about reaching the crown up. Notice where the weight is on your feet. Because of running, I tend to do this, but when I get here, I try to do this. Abs are engaged, so feel that pubic bone draw up a little bit. That's going to lengthen your low back. That actually puts you in that neutral position, and it creates a little space for your waist. It should feel like your ribs are dropping down and your shoulder blades are also dropping down your spine. Let's stay this way. All right, so on the next inhale, slowly lift your heels. Now we're going to work with the pelvis a little bit. So on the next exhale, I want you to lengthen your low back. Pull that pubic bone up even more. As you exhale, or was that inhale? Go the other direction. So you get a little arch in the low back, but no discomfort. Again, stay in control. Let's make this exhale slowly. Lengthen that low back. You're going through that imprint. Inhale, back to neutral. 1 more time. Tuck the tailbone under a little bit. And then back to neutral, and then slowly release yourself all the way down. Check in for a moment, see how you feel. All right, recenter yourself, notice your feet. Weight equal, big toes are gripping down a little bit. On the next inhale, slowly lift up. You're squeezing into the ball if you have George between the knees. All right, so from here, again, working with that pelvis, I want you to slowly rotate one hip backwards, the other one comes forward. Inhale, back to center. So notice your rib cage is going to respond. It's going to go opposite direction a little bit, and your head's going to kind of go with the hips. Again, we're creating this spiral line, keeping your heels lifted. So again, that makes your core engage and really makes you think about how you're doing the movement. Here we go. Notice my arms are also being used to balance here. They're not just talking, they're balancing. All right, last set here. And then slowly back to center and release down. Check in for a moment, see how you feel. Notice what's changing. How does the low back, how does that pelvis and low back interact and feel? All right, next inhale, slowly lifting those heels again, working with the arms. So on inhale, take that right arm, lift it up toward the ceiling as far as you're comfortable. On exhale, slowly release down. Keep the weight on the big toe, keep that big toe active, keep the big toe down. Inhale, the left arm goes up. And then exhale and slowly release down. 2 more times, 2 more sets. Notice what you feel. Last set here. Inhale up. Again, is the neck the same with both arms moving? Do the arms move the same? And release and down. All right, go ahead and take George out. George can go off to the side, shake it out a little bit. And then let's go ahead and come into that wide stance. Take a few breaths, check in, see how you feel. And then you're gonna turn your fireplace toes toward the fireplace. Stay long, hips are gonna stay level. And as you inhale, make sure I have enough room here, slowly drop down into warrior two. So making sure that spine, that torso stays perpendicular. And then as you exhale, come back up. One more time. Exhale in. Inhale back up. Take and float the arms. As you exhale, slowly drop in. Head turns to look over the right hand. Inhale, come back to center. Again, exhale, slowly drop in. Inhale, float back to center. Two more times, slowing the breath down, especially the exhale. Inhale, float up. Exhale, slowly float down. Inhale, float back up. And then slowly release the arms. Check in, see how you feel. Toes forward, level them out again. Noticing again, right to left. And then we're going to turn your Cadillac Tower toes toward the Cadillac Tower. Again, hips stay square, tall spine. No arms to begin with, they stay down. And as you exhale, think about bending right at that inguinal crease. So the knee and the hip bend. Inhale, float back up. You got one more with no arms. So you're really focusing on what do I feel in the spine? Am I staying level with those hips? And again, disassociating femur and pelvis. Inhale, arms to parallel. And as you exhale, slowly drop into warrior two, keeping that spine straight. As you inhale, slowly float back up to center. Exhale, rotating the head. Again, notice how that head rotation feels on this side. Does it affect the shoulder? We got two more, slowing the breath down, slowing the movement down, staying long through the low back. All the way back up, and then release down. Toes forward, check in, see how you feel. What's going on? How is it going? All right, so from here, arms go to parallel. As you exhale, your fireplace hand is going to come down into center, looking down at the ground, reach your other hand up toward the ceiling. On inhale, you're slowly going to bring that top hand forward, look at the elbow. As you exhale, twist the spine, turn the ribs. You can even push out toward the fireplace a little bit with the bottom hand. Inhale, reach forward, look at the elbow. Exhale, turn. So notice what's happening to the hips. Are they staying level or are they skewing a little bit? And today, I'm okay with whatever they want to do. If you want to get that whole body involved and twist and skew a little bit more even, that's fine. Let's do one more here. And then back to center and all the way back up. Check in. And again, notice right to left, what's going on. All right, inhale the arms up. This hand over here comes down into center. And again, hips are level to start. Inhale, take your top hand, reach it forward. As you exhale, push out with that bottom hand, skew the hips a little bit, turn the rib cage. You're looking at the ground when you're pushing into that twist. Again, just a light push, but trying to get mobility through the spine. It's giving you some stability, having that hand on the ground. We got one more time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale down, and then slowly bring yourself all the way up and check in. Step both feet together. Notice how you feel. from here, left foot forward, right foot goes back. On inhale, both arms are going to go up toward the ceiling. That front knee is going to bend. And as you exhale, slowly reach forward and down. So take your time. And then as you go down farther, I want you to shift your hips back and that leg straightens a little bit. On the inhale, bend your knee, straighten that upper back more. Back of the neck stays long. Exhale, shift your hips back, go a little bit deeper. Inhale, one more time here, and exhale. All right, hands are slightly off the ground. Take an inhale. You're slowly going to bring yourself up, and you're going to twist open. Look at that back hand. As you exhale, slowly release down. Shift your weight back, straightening that front leg. Again, inhale, up and open. So if your hips want to turn a little bit, let them turn. Exhale, slowly release down. One more time. Inhale, up and open into that twist. Exhale, slowly release down. And fingertips on the ground, relax your head, and then step your back foot in. So very gently, take an inhale, and then exhale. See if you can go a little bit deeper into that forward fold. Inhale, the knee bends. Exhale, deepen the curve. One more. And then with the next inhale, slowly extend the spine, lift the chest, come all the way up. And exhale, arms come down by your sides. Check in. Notice how you feel. Notice how right and left are different. And then please step your left foot back, right foot forward. Again, check in for a breath. Notice how you feel. Hips are relatively square. And then with your next inhale, you're slowly bending that front knee a little bit, sweeping the arms toward the sky. And as you exhale, slowly release yourself down to the forward fold. And again, at the end of that range, you're slowly straightening that front leg, shifting your hips back. So inhale, bend the knee, straighten the spine, back of the neck long. Exhale, go deeper. Inhale, bend the knee, straighten the spine. We got one more like this. So trying to push those hips back, and then as you inhale, you slowly begin to lift up, and you're going to rotate out. Bend the front elbow, looking over that back hand, and then exhale into that forward fold again. Inhale, slowly reaching up, and then going into the twist. Look over the back shoulder, and then slowly release down. One more time. Inhale up and over. And then slowly back down. Release down. Check in. And then please step both feet together. And again, 3 breaths here. Inhale, slowly straighten a little bit. Exhale, working on getting deeper into that forward fold. That may mean more leg straightening. It might mean more deepening of the curve in your low back. So you're a little different every day. So where do you need that emphasis today? And then slowly on the next inhale, extend the spine, lift the chest, come all the way back up, and check in. See how you feel. What's going on? Notice how your body feels different. All right, so from here, fireplace arm is going to stay down by your side. You're going to inhale the other arm up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, you're slowly going to push your hips toward the Pilates tower. And then inhale slowly back to center. Exhale. Where's your head more comfortable? Looking up, looking down. And again, just noticing what you feel. You can even play with the head position, so you get 3 times, so 3 different ways. And then slowly release that arm down. And again, just getting the spine and the hips to move different directions. All right, inhale, that fireplace arm goes up to the ceiling. As you exhale, push the hips out, reach with that arm. Inhale, float back to center. Your head goes a different direction. Inhale, back to center. Your head goes the last direction. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale, float the arm down. Again, checking it, seeing how you feel. And then please come to kneeling. All right, so once you're in kneeling, check in, see how it feels. So I managed to bruise my knee a little bit on the mountain bike on Monday, so let me find where it's comfortable. That might be out there. Okay. All right, so from here, just take a few breaths, check in. Again, notice lengthen your spine. So knees up to the shoulders, up to the ears. Just take a few breaths here. Notice, feel. How does this feel different from when you're standing? So we bent the knees, so we made the quad elongate a little bit. So how does that affect the pelvis? How does that affect the low back? And then please, bringing that left foot forward. See if this right knee wants to do that. Okay. So both hands go on that thigh to start. Long spine, take an inhale, and you're slowly going to drop yourself into that lunge. And again, checking out, make sure the heel stays on the ground. Hopefully the knees beyond or behind the foot to start. Feel free to walk that foot out a little bit more if you would like. All right, we got one more time, just like that. So inhale, slowly lunge in. Shoulder blades back and in. Feel the hip open. Exhale and release. Right arm down by your side. So inhale, slowly lunge in. As you're lunging a little deeper, begin to rotate just a little bit and lift up just a little bit. Exhale and release. Inhale, slowly lunge in. Again, think about what the shoulders and rib cage are doing. They're rotating open a little bit, lift up, you're leaning sideways. This left arm, you can push on that left knee just a little bit even. So we're actually trying to get into that upper back. So this time we're gonna go in and we're gonna stay for 2 breaths. So this is opening through the hip, but it's also opening through the whole of the spine. Inhale, exhale, go deeper. Inhale, and then exhale and press out. Bring both knees back to side by side. Check in, see what you feel. Notice what's going on. And then please bring that right foot forward. And again, hands on the thigh to start. Tall spine, feel that stability, and then inhale, lunging in. And again, heel should be on the ground, knee over the ankle or behind it. We got one more time like that, adjust if you need. And then inhale, lunge in, long spine, exhale, and press out. So the left arm's down by your side this time. So as you inhale, lunge in, lift that rib cage up, rotate a little bit. Again, you can push into the right leg with the right arm. Exhale and back. So it's just a really small rotation, a little bit of a lateral, even if you want to think of it that way, but the low back stays long. That is the key. No discomfort in the low back. Think about you're trying to, again, mobilize the rib cage. Going in and staying for 2 breath cycles this time. So inhale in, exhale, stay. Think about lifting the rib away from the hip. Inhale, exhale, stay. One more inhale, and then exhale and press yourself back to where you started. Back to kneeling and check in. What's going on? How do you feel different? And again, that is really the key. Noticing. All right, please come back to all fours. Coming back into Chakravarkasana. So we did this earlier. So again, noticing differences here. So as you inhale, elbows are pushing back. Push that breastbone forward. As you exhale, you're slowly beginning to pull the tailbone toward the wall behind you, allowing for that equal curvature. Elbows down, forehead down, hips sink back. As you inhale, extend the spine, lift the chest, and come all the way back up. Again, exhale, slowly pull back, allowing the spine to round. Elbows, forehead, hips. Inhale, extend the spine, lift the chest, back up. So slowing it down for the next two. Take your time. Feel that exhale. Notice more. Again, long breath here. Take your time. And this time going back and staying for 2 breaths. And once you're in that stay, again, it's still active as opposed to passive. Feel free to adjust the arms as you need to. So as you inhale, you feel your spine lengthening. As you exhale, think about rounding that low back. See if you can sit back a little bit more, deepen the curve in the spine. And then inhale all the way up and come forward. All fours again. And again, check in. What's changed? What's going on? And then we're going to thread the left hand through the right side. So you're going to rotate or roll down so that your left shoulder's on the ground, and then walk that right arm forward. So notice your hips here, and I want you to keep them relatively square. You can also think about the knees staying equally weighted. So take an inhale here, and with both arms, I want you to actively reach. So one reaches through, one reaches overhead. Maybe you're pushing into the ground with that bottom one. That all gets to turn the rib cage a little bit more. Inhale, that backs off. Exhale, watch the weight on your head. Use the arms to get that little bit of leverage. Inhale and exhale. And then slowly inhale back to all fours. Check in, see how you feel. You guys stay there. I'm turning so I can talk to you instead of the back wall. And now your right hand is going to come through. Again, get those hips square, light touch on the head. Most of the weight's on that shoulder, and then that left arm extends forward. So again, notice where your hips are. Notice the knees being equally weighted. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, reach with both arms. See if you can rotate a little bit farther around, keeping those hips relatively still. Inhale, the rib cage is going to straighten out some. Exhale, go deeper. Inhale, exhale, turn the rib cage. Reach that arm through. 3 more breaths. And then slowly back to center, back to all fours. Check in. Long spines. And then go ahead and come back into child's pose. You've been here before, so again, check in, just notice how you're feeling. And then if you'd like to rock your hips side to side, please do so. And then inhale, back up to all fours. So we're gonna come into pigeon, but I'm gonna play with it a little bit today. So let's bring that right knee forward, cross the ankle in front of the left knee. My knee is not happy with that. Feel free to block the hip or something if you need to get those hips level. This is why I'm very cautious when I mountain bike. All right, so from here, reach back with that back leg. See if you can rock your hips a little bit side to side in time with the breath. Again, notice what that rocking does. So for me, it makes the right knee, which is the injured one, I'm very aware of where it's tight, okay? So can you ask yourself, if you're blocked, can you drop the block down a little bit? That's a really good question today. Oh, look, I can. Okay, so then you're slowly gonna walk yourself down on the elbows though. So I want you to, again, think about leveling those hips. So for me, I really need to work on pushing this hip down. Okay, so pushing down, pushing down, pushing down. Again, this knee is keeping me from doing as much as I'd like. You're gonna walk that right hand out, and then the left hand joins it. Drop the right elbow, and then you're gonna start to lift that back knee, reach the arm, and then slowly release. So on exhale, lift the back knee, toes are tucked in, reach the arm. So you're still working on that bottom hip, but we're also working on this whole sideline here on the top of the left side. We got one more. And then slowly release, relax yourself forward to whatever's comfortable for you in pigeon. And again, you have 3 more breaths here. So allowing that right hip to relax. And then after those 3 breaths, slowly pressing to all fours. And again, I'm turning so I can talk to you as opposed to the back wall. Check in at all fours. Notice how you feel. And then please bring that left knee forward. The left ankle crosses in front of that right hip. Rock yourself if you need to. See a totally different position for me here on this side. So take a few breaths, get comfortable, notice the hips. And again, do a little bit of rocking side to side. See how that feels. Again, same thing as when we are in child's pose. You kind of work on disassociating the femurs and the pelvis. Get you to open different things. All right, back to center. Slowly bring yourself back down. Check in for a breath or 2, and then you're walking the left arm out, you're walking that right arm out. The left arm elbow does go on the ground. Tuck your right toes under. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, you're slowly reaching and lifting the knee on the right side, the hand on the right side. Inhale and release. So you're exhaling for the control that it gives. So exhale, reach and lift. Inhale, right down. Again, exhale, reach and lift. If your fingertips need to stay on the ground, that's fine. See if you can separate the ribs and the hips. Stay long through your low back. We have 2 more like this. And then slowly release back to whatever's comfortable. And again, with your normal pigeon position. And again, 3 more breaths here. So nice long breaths in. And on the exhales, giving yourself permission to let that left hip relax. And then slowly bringing yourself back to all fours. Check in. See how you feel. And then again, Chakravakasana. So as your chocolate pecan asana, excuse me, Karen, as you exhale, slowly pulling that tailbone toward the wall behind you, allowing yourself to round, elbows, forehead, and then hips sink back. As you inhale, extend the spine, lift the chest back to all fours. As you exhale, slowly pull back, round. Notice what's changing as you do this movement backwards, maybe even as you do the movement upwards. So lengthen, exhale for the next two. And then for the last two, going back and staying in child's pose with that long breath. And again, it becomes very active. Inhale, feel the spine lengthen. Exhale, feel yourself deepen the curve in the low back. Get that equal curve through the whole spine. And then slowly bring yourself all the way forward onto your abs. Head rotated to your right to start. Excuse me. Arms are down by your sides. Long spine. So we've been here before at the beginning of class, so just check in, see how everything feels now. Feel free to, again, rock those hips, get a little jostling in there. And notice how you contact the ground. And then bring in your legs together, arms down by your sides. As you inhale, shoulder blades pull back and in. You're going to start to push the breastbone forward and your nose comes to hover. As you exhale, you're going to lift the legs up as long as your low back's okay with that. As you inhale, open out toward a jumping jack. As you exhale, bring yourself back into streamline and releasing down, head rolls to the left. I'm going to keep mine right so I can talk to you. Again, inhale, shoulder blades pull back and in, nose comes center. Exhale, core stays engaged, glutes lift your legs. Inhale, slowly open out toward jumping jack. Exhale, slowly bring yourself back in line and then release down. Head rolls back to the right. This time we're going to do two of the jumping jacks while we're up there. So taking your time. Inhale, opening, getting into that nice long line. Core's engaged. Exhale, low back stays protected. How wide does your jumping jack go? That depends on what's going on with you today. Again, slow the breath down. And then release down, head to the left. Inhale, shoulder blades extend. On exhale, lift the legs. And then two jumping jacks. Neck stays relaxed. And then release down. And check in. See how you feel. And then please roll around to sitting. Long spine. Legs are going to be out in front of you. Bend the knees as you need to. Get that spine straight. And again, checking in. See what you feel. And then as you inhale, slowly sweep the arms up toward the ceiling. As you exhale, lift up first, and then you're slowly beginning to go over those legs and reach long. Fingertips to the ground. Inhale, ride the breath a little. Exhale, see if you can go deeper. And then inhale, slowly extend the spine, lift the chest all the way back up. Two more sets just like this. So exhaling into Paschimottanasana. Inhale, slowly back up. Exhale, going deeper. Inhale, all the way back up. Last one here. Try to keep those knees and toes pointing toward the ceiling. And up. Bring your arms down. Check in for a breath or two. See how you feel. And then hands behind the knees and slowly, I'm changing directions again. Roll yourself down onto your back. Arms to your sides. See what's changed. Notice what feels different from when we started. And then please take your left leg out straight. The right knee comes into your chest. And go ahead and hands behind the knees. Pull that knee in for a moment. So take an exhale, you draw in. Inhale, you let it back off. So kind of like Apanasana. Just warming up the low back, warming up the hips in this unilateral fashion. And then your left hand goes to the outside of that knee, right arm goes to the side. Take an inhale, exhale, you're bringing the leg across the body. So again, where does your head need to go? Not just where it wants to go, but where does it need to go? We've played with this head position enough. As you inhale, slowly come back to center, switch hands, and then exhale, exhale, let the knee open out to the side, keeping that left hip down. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, go across the body. Again, where does your head need to go? Inhale, back to center. Exhale, goes with the body. So working on that hip, keeping that knee up high. Again, that helps protect your low back for number one. But as you go into that twist, it gets you a little deeper into the spine as opposed to the low back. So more of the spine. As you go out to the side, again, if you drop down, notice the hip opening. So if you keep that knee up higher, a little bit of support, better for the low back again. All right, last set here. I know we're doing 4. I'm talking. So how does it feel as you've done 4 of these now? Has it changed? Again, what's your area of focus? Bring that foot down, level yourself out. Notice right and left across the hips, the low back. And then right leg extends out. Hands go behind that left knee and pull the knee into the chest. So again, get set. And then you have 3, exhale, the knee draws in farther. Inhale, you slowly let it come back out. Again, very Apanasana-like. Last one. All right, what did you learn from your neck on the other side? So the right hand goes across the left knee out to the side. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, slowly leg goes across the body. Where does your head need to go? And then inhale, come back to center, switch hands. Exhale, the leg goes with the body. So think about this hip staying down. Inhale, center. Exhale, get the whole body involved. So that arm is reaching, that knee is reaching, your bottom leg is reaching. So everything's active, nothing passive here. Everything is intentional. Yeah, I've lost count already. I think this might be 3, it might be 4. Let's do one more set anyway. And then back to center. So check in. Feet go on the ground. Arms by your sides. Notice. What does your body need? So what would be better for you here? We haven't done this before. We could do the sacral shake, or you could do the sacral shake, or you could do a bridge with an inhale up. Arms can stay if you choose to, but the emphasis is on the spine rolling down. So what would be better for you right now? I want a gentle forward bend, so maybe even an Apanasana. So you decide. You have 6 breaths. I'm going to do the sacral shake, but I'm also going to count my breaths. It would be a miracle if I actually get through it. I got one more breath. And then pause. See where you are. And check in. See if there's anything else that your body needs to do before we go into Shavasana. Into rest. And you're welcome to do that now. Otherwise, bringing yourself into whatever position allows you to release, to relax, to let go. And so we just did a lot of opening across the shoulders and through the hips today. So again, put yourself in a position here. I know it's easy to go to wherever you normally go, but what's going to facilitate that and really give you that idea of, hey, I did this work today, and this is the result. So again, arms out to the side, arms 45-degree angle, opens up the shoulder girdle more. This closes it down. So again, just be attentive. If you're going to choose hands on the abs, that's fine. Just know why you choose it. And again, the intent of what we did today, opening neck and shoulders, opening hips, getting the spine to move. And as you're in this Shavasana, allowing your body to process what you've done, how does this feel different from when you started? Allow your breath to be effortless. Allow your mind to be quiet. And allow the body to open to the earth. And slowly begin to deepen your inhale. Lengthen your exhale. Coming back into your body slowly. Gently begin to wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. Gently rock your head from side to side. And over the next few breaths, stretch out, move your limbs about as you need, ending up on whichever side is most comfortable for you. And then allowing your head to be the last thing to come up, slowly press yourself to a comfortable sitting position. Tall spine and check in. And then bringing your hands to Anjali Mudra. And I honor you for sharing your practice with me today. Om Shanti. Namaste.